And though huge numbers are complying, and I thank you all, the time has now come for us all to do more. From this evening, I must give the British people a very simple instruction. You must stay at home.
Hello there everyone and welcome to John Drinks. We're going to be talking about coronavirus today because everyone's talking about coronavirus because they should be. It's quite terrifying. I have tried to record this video on no less than, I think, 3 times now, and every time I'm ready to put it out, something drastically changes, which makes everything I was talking about irrelevant. So I guess I just wanted to kind of pool together what's been happening and what I'm going to try to do over the next few weeks, I mean 3 weeks minimum now. So to give some context, if you're watching this in 5 years' time and you're like, coronavirus, what the hell's that? Then, well, good, frankly. I hope people are in that kind of situation because that means that, I don't know, either the human race has been wiped out entirely or, more likely, we got over it. So, a virus emerged back in December 2019 and it has since spread alarmingly quickly through the population. It has a lethality of about 5% on average, but it depends on, particular populations. Italy's getting it much worse because they have an aging population. Other areas, depending on the kind of containment that they have, are doing better or worse. In Britain, it's not doing too great because a combination of things. One, there hasn't been enough measures put in place to try to mitigate the problem before it's become serious, and 2, the British public are fucking idiots. That second point, to quickly give some context to at the moment, as of last night, the UK is in lockdown. They didn't call it a lockdown, but it's a lockdown. Basically, you are not allowed to leave your house. I never thought I would live to see this kind of a thing happening, but you cannot leave your house. If you leave your house for anything other than absolutely essential stuff, you are by default a fucking idiot. There we go. Yeah, this thing is insanely contagious and it kills people. And people don't seem to understand it. I don't understand. To be fair, I myself was quite glib about the situation for a little while because, I mean, we didn't have much information on it, and then when it became more clear kind of what it was, what it did, and how serious the whole thing was, yeah, I've changed my tune. There was, I think it was on Clapham Green today, people had to be told, can you go home? Because they were just out sunbathing. And like either these people don't watch the news, which isn't entirely unlikely, but they didn't realise that the police could clear them. The police have been given powers to basically tell you to fuck off if you're seen outside doing things that aren't strictly essential. Strictly essential things including going to the hospital if something is wrong and getting some food as quickly as humanly fucking possible. The only shops that are currently open at the minute are places that sell food. That's it. For myself, working in the hospitality industry, we've had a bumpy old ride. So, it's been about a week and a half, 2 weeks? I don't know, the timeline of this moves so fast, it's hard to keep track. I think it was about 2 weeks ago, Boris Johnson first said, don't go to pubs and bars and restaurants, and then kind of left the entire sector hanging, essentially. So we kind of had no customers in the middle of a pandemic. We already had few customers because people were quite rightfully scared. Most of my friends that I've known have been in lockdown for at least a week already. And this is actually day 1 of lockdown for me because I've been going to work. We were finally told on Friday to shut up the doors. Nobody is allowed to go to pubs and bars and restaurants. And then on Sunday, people were going to Snowdonia just for a holiday. And like cramming into like parks and green spaces in London. So I think when it became obvious that the British public are a gaggle of morons, they were like, no, you guys need to be told no. So basically the entirety of the UK is currently grounded. What does that mean for the hospitality sector? It means we're in a lot of shit at the minute. There is some government support, which again, never thought I'd see the day. I think this might be the first time in living memory the Conservative government is giving the working people money. But, I said I'd try not to make this political. It's basically impossible not to make this apolitical. I think if you try and not make a video about this and not talk about politics in some way, shape or form, then you're being disingenuous to the entire thing. But that's just me. Yeah, so the hospitality industry has had some sort of saves introduced. There is supposed to be a mortgage freeze for people with mortgages. Renters have been kind of left a little bit up in the air until more recently. The Scottish Government was the last government to clamp down on basically renters not getting kicked out if they can't afford rent because there's no fucking work at the minute. Yeah, so anyway, back to the hospitality industry. Hospo has had a rough old time. Basically, we've been told that if you work in the hospitality industry, you'll have 80% of your wages covered, but there is no information about how an employer goes about applying for that. So we're all just kind of waiting to see what happens. It's not so bad for salaried staff. So I mean, from my own point of view, you know, I'm in a better shape than most. But for hourly staff, that's where things start to get a little bit worrying because there's still no information on what we can and can't do, and it's not very forthcoming. To be fair, the entire situation is moving at a pace which is frankly alarming. I mean, 2 weeks ago, life was not normal, but, you know, a good deal more normal than it is now. And there have been other pandemics that I have lived through, and nothing even close to this scale has happened. So yes, basically the entire industry is in a lot of trouble. I don't know what's going to happen once this all blows over. At first we were all like, oh, everyone will want a party, so it'll be great for us. But I am thinking that not really that many people will have much money, so it probably won't be. For the time being, I am essentially under house arrest with the rest of the UK for at least 3 weeks. If it gets worse, it could be longer than that, or if people keep being fucking idiots and going to parks and doing stupid things like that. There are stories of like teenagers slashing ambulances' tyres and stuff. Like, I just, it's insane. Oh, Wetherspoons, I should talk about them. So Wetherspoons have decided they're just not paying their staff. Or rather, I should say Tim Martin has decided he is not paying his staff. That's 400,000 odd people that work for him. One of the biggest pub chains in the UK. And yeah, he's just gone, yeah, no, I'm not paying anyone. Because, you know, he's not got a couple of quid knocking about the place. Who'd have thought a xenophobic multimillionaire would turn out to be a cunt? Man, didn't see that one coming. But yeah, so anyway, what's going on with the channel? So as you can see, I've got me some toilet roll. That's another thing that's been happening. People have been panic buying toilet roll. Weird. Like, seriously, I bought that 4-pack a week and a half ago. I still haven't opened it yet. How much shitting are people planning on doing? Also, I should point out, I drink a minimum of 2 coffees a day, so it's not like I don't... Anyway, so yeah, don't get that. There was a theory that Stephen George had, he's a YouTuber that I watch, which he heard off of somebody else who studies psychology or is a brain person, that when these situations occur, you want to feel like you're doing something, and because toilet roll is A, cheap, and B, large, it scratches an itch in your brain that says that you are doing something, which is the only logical explanation I can think for this, because how much shitting are you doing? Seriously. Like, anyway, it's absolutely baffling, but people are still doing it. So, I have a lot of time on my hands, basically, so I am going to be trying to do a lot more recording and a lot more output in that time, just to kind of keep myself sane, basically. This has always kind of been, I don't want to say it's been a serious YouTube endeavour, because it hasn't. It's been something to pass the time and share a bit of love and knowledge for a few of the things that I've picked up over the years. So yes, I've got a healthy stock, mainly because I've just kind of accumulated it over time, and I've not had the time or the energy to actually record anything. And I also have a couple of projects in my brain that I might air out, but there'll be more updates about that later. Anyway, let me know down below, have you guys been affected by coronavirus? What a stupid question. How are you guys coping with the situation as it is, the new normal as it is? Let me know down below. It's difficult to try and stay positive with this because so many bad things are happening. I know lots of people online are using their platform to be a beacon of positivity. I'm not sure if it's helping. Weird thing to say, but given the behaviour of a lot of people where they're, you know, flouting the rules and going out and just not getting it, I do maybe wonder if a bit of fear and terror might be more useful. But maybe that's just my cynical side talking. But anyway, we'll get through this. We've gotten through worse. In the meantime, let me know how you guys are coping down below. For me, just before the lockdown, I decided to go for a walk with the cat. So enjoy that. Hey pal, we're going on a walk. Yeah. Come on. Oh, you're adorable, buddy.